This is the theme of setback and misery. Why is she happy about something I hate? Select frames. And so Annie later fixes him some food, right? And she mentions that she is on page 75. And so remember when she was talking about how she was 40 pages into the previous book, and she noticed the swearing and that the book had no nobility. Well, we don't know for certain if she finished that book, so we have to assume that when she got into her car, her truck or car, to drive into town to get the new book, that she put off finishing reading the previous book that was untitled, the manuscript, and now she's reading, or she has returned to what has made her happy. And so I don't know, maybe she took a chance and just drove into town to see if there was a new book or something like that, to see if there has to be something else other than this untitled book that has no nobility, and all these slum kids are cussing and using profanity. And so I think when she got into the car to drive into town, I think she was hoping that she was hoping to satisfy and resolve her misery, because reading the misery books makes her happy. So she fixes him some food, and she doesn't indicate whether she finished the previous book. And so this is where she's talking about that she's on the page 75, and she's talking about how the book is a perfect thing. So whatever unhappiness she had in reading his previous untitled book, that unhappiness is basically substituted for her happiness in reading his new book. And so she's preparing for him to be able to eat this meal. And in a way, the way that she prepared this meal, even though some of her meals have been fine, the way that she prepared his meal, it seemed like she went overboard. There's applesauce, and then there's the plate is full with different types of food on it. Then there's toast and orange juice. It's just so it's like she made it with love, you know, that she made it from a place of love. And I think, of course, I've always noticed that when you are dealing with a partner who is not faithful, the way you cook his food changes. When at the beginning of the relationship, you cooked with so much love, you gave him all that he could eat. You made sure that he had more than enough, right? But then throughout the process of learning about his seasons of infidelity, and I'm just using this as an example, you start leaving off items. You know, you start not cooking the same way that you cooked before. Uh, in some ways, you may leave him to find food on his own, right? But this right here is a place. It's food made from a place of love, and so this is it's like she's serving him a gourmet meal, right, for breakfast. And he seems to be happy with it too. So their whole demeanor, their whole disposition, the whole environment has actually changed, because we see him smiling. And she's praising him for his book, saying that it's a perfect thing. Um, but there's no question from him asking, did you finish the previous book? That's interesting, that I didn't think about that until now, that there's no question from him. Because if you are the one who initiated that she should maybe possibly title the book, or maybe come up with a summary of the book, then where is your follow through? Why aren't you guiding her back to that path? She has completely substituted that path for returning to her misery. And so this is where she's talking about it's a perfect thing. It gives her the biggest smile. You see the cheekbones, the rosy. It seemed like if all we needed really for this scene is just a bed of roses or a tree of flowers or something like that. And so he kind of looks at her while she's very excited about the book. And of course, this face is, how can you be so excited about something that I no longer want to write? That's really what this face is. She doesn't know that. She's going to read the book and find out that he has killed off misery. But this is his surprise. You know, if this was a work that he loved and wanted to be proud of, his face should be a lot different. It should be, oh, I'm so glad you love it. And, you know, I put all my heart into it, and it's something that I'm proud of. You don't see that. You see him kind of, you know, scratching his head, so to speak. Why is she so happy about something that I hate? And so in some ways, that's his setback, because why are you so surprised that your audience, that your fans would like something that you hate? Why are you surprised about that? You have invested so much time in writing these types of books, book after book, and turn it into a series, and you are surprised that people love it, right? So he doesn't really know his audience that well. He knows publishing something to make enough money to make himself financially good, because usually when you come into the game, you come in not really having made a lot of money. Sometimes people come in as teachers and they're not making a lot of money, or they're doing some little side job until they make it big. And so this book happened to be the type of book that caused him to make it big. And again, he says, I didn't expect it to become my life. But you can't go in with that kind of understanding and expect to sustain that understanding while you are gaining a huge fan base for your work. So that's the face that he's given. I can't believe she's so happy about something I hate. All right, like, subscribe, and visit. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell for more discussions. You can visit my YouTube channel for further film analysis. It's Favorites Film Analysis as the title of the channel. You can always send me an email and ask me a question, reginayfavorites@yahoo.com. My Overcoming Setback, 5 Keys for Entering and Exiting Correction book will become available around October 2021. I'm still doing some editing. The book does not focus on film analyses, but I use the content that I created for the book to support my my perceptions of setback used as a theme in select films. So when the book becomes available, I will send out a notification video, audio. Thank you very much for visiting the channel.